All right, good morning, good night, good evening, my motherfucking royals. Frankincense incense here today. And I just got done meditating. And so I was like, Spirit, what does the collective need to know today? And the very first thing that came was authenticity, right? And so it feels like the Spirit was like, they need to stop being afraid, not necessarily being afraid, but stop being afraid to be authentic. So it feels like whoever this message is for, you're most likely in a situation that you maybe feel like you can't be authentic around people, or there's just still some kind of like I don't want to say that you're like scared to be authentic, but it feels like there's a situation most likely that you're in that is preventing, that is like stopping or like adding resistance to the being of your authenticity. And I was like, so what, like, what's the plan? And Spirit was like, fucking shine bright, like, do you, be you. And you know, if anybody doesn't like it, like, that's on them, but you're gonna find the people that love you for your authenticity, right? It's like I'm sitting here thinking about it, and you know, I feel like it's also like a tactic of the enemy to try and push darkness, and the darkness once around us will create situations in which we are brought back almost to a period when our like authentic self had been like lost to the ethers, right? So what they try to do is they try to get us in that space so that we don't push forward, right? And it feels like there's something good like coming. It feels like you've been doing all the good work. You've been walking the path. It feels like you have been trying your hardest to keep a positive mindset, and that you have been really having a good outlook. But it feels like I'm seeing like work. Perhaps a friend group also, and I'm also seeing family. Those are the three that are like heavily sticking out right now. But it's like whatever these situations are, like whatever it is that is making you feel like you can't be your silly, goofy, authentic, loving self, you need to either get out of that situation, or what I really say you should do is go in, dive in there, inside obviously, and or do a little rewiring so that you're fully comfortable. And I do know it, like, it is hard to I know it's hard. Like, I know it's hard to like be authentic sometimes. Like, people see it. Like, there are people that, like, I swear they're just born with like the ability to just like not like give a fuck and just be who they are. You know what I mean? And like, I think sometimes, you know, coming from somebody who is trapped in an inauthentic state, you know, we look at those people and we're like, God, like, how the fuck, like, I wish, like, but you don't have to wish, because you could literally have that if you wanted it. And so right now, like, you need to, if this message is for you, you need to be working on pushing through authentically throughout every second of every day. That is like the challenge coming forward. That is what you need to do. But don't take my word for it. We have the Metaphysical Cannabis Oracle today, and I'm going to show some of them. TikTok banned me for 15 minutes on my live for showing one of these cards because I was quote unquote, I don't even know what the fuck they said I was doing. But so right at the bottom of the deck, we have Divine Feminine. It's time for y'all to be fucking in that creative energy, that free-flowing, loving, feminine energy. Like, come on, y'all. Because, like, you think about it, and, like, the masculine energy tends to be more serious, 606. The masculine energy tends to be more serious. And, the feminine tends to, kind of, be free-flowing and be themselves, right? So, this could be a calling for you to start trying to embrace more of a feminine energy. 110 could be significant. 23 could be significant. I am going to read this out of the book because I hardly ever use this. Divine Feminine. The masculine and feminine aspects of you are in balance. This card brings feelings of comfort, love, kindness, and compassion, and tolerance. Menstruation and birth are considered rites of passage or internal initiations. Men have also undergone their sacred initiations to be able to enter this integration and fulfill their true purpose. It is the blackness of the void, the womb, and that the seed alchemizes and begins to grow. Sleep with this card under your pillow to receive messages from your subconscious and other oracles who may be trying to come to you. Each soul is encrypted with a divine journey and blueprint, but we know that the external factors can shift our growth. No one can truly hurt you. When this card appears, you are the one who integrates hurt into compassion and love. Work with citrine, new thought pattern. I am confident and it is safe for me to be powerful. You could also add it's safe for me to be me in there, because I feel like a lot of times, especially like, people on the spiritual journey, they're unlearning and they're rewiring everything from the past that, made you feel like unworthy or that you couldn't be yourself, and you'll be doing good, and then, like, the enemy will throw like a little dig in there, and it's trying to bring back that thought pattern. So one of the things definitely right now is make sure that you are keeping very, very close attention to your thought patterns. And if they start getting negative in any way, shape, or form, just X that shit. You can do it however you want. I personally, if I start noticing like negative thoughts, I'm just like, no, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, that's not me. Like that's not me. Get the fuck out of here type shit, right? And sometimes that's the way it's gotta be. The other thing that people always say is, if we are here to perceive like the universe around us, then are we really our thoughts? Because while you're actively thinking, you're actively putting the thoughts in your head. But when passive thoughts come by, you're perceiving them. You're not making them. So, like, come on, y'all. Y'all are some fucking amazing people. There's no reason why y'all shouldn't feel fucking A1, bro. Oh. Archangels, ancestors, spirit guides, and creator, please shine down on me with a pillar of light that extends 50 feet in all directions. I also ask that you allow no trickster spirits, any low vibrational energies, entities, aliens, ETs to interfere with this message. Only creatures and beings of the highest light and resonance of the highest dimensions assist me in giving this message to the collective. I also ask that you fill my vessel with every color angelic flame and transmute any negative energy into positive energy for my benefit. I also ask that you cover all of my bodies across all timelines and dimensions in a 12-layer, 12-dimensional shield of light. From the beginning of time till the loop back around. So let's see. First and foremost, at the bottom, I am going to take that. We have magic or alignment. So like I said, bear with me. This reading is going to be a little bit slower because I got to go in here and, you know, read all these. It's fine by me. Alignment. As early as 660 BC in ancient China, carrageenan from seaweed was used to create a water-soluble lubricant. This was said to have been used for over 1,000 years. When this card appears, it is a sign for some major self-work. The mindset around pleasure has been steered towards shame for a very specific reason. If we could harness the true potential of creative energy, we might take complete control of our own lives. In this card, we see the hand has a small light emerging from the center of the palm, and that the lines of palmistry are written in gold. The palms contain a chakra used and opened when channeling Reiki. This card may indicate that there is some prosperity coming your way. Plant spirit, Tongkat Ali. Well, let's see what we got going on. I mean, thank you again. Backing me up. But like I was saying, major, essentially the Hanged Man, but I am going to read it, or the Hanged Woman. Ooh, you love to falcon see it. So we have Katamarwa, or initiation, Numo Namo, or change, and gratitude rampage. It has already happened. So y'all just bear with me while I go in here and do this. Page 44. All right. Katamarwa appears upside down, hanging from a sturdy cannabis plant root. This suggests she is channeling through her feet rather than her crown. Her hands are unseen and her face is serene and graceful. It is time to accept yourself for where you are and who you are in this life. The woman is tied up with an added shibari element to represent surrender and that she is accepting of this period of reflection. When this card appears when you need to flip your perspective, stand on your head, invert, simply get upside down, and then look at the present moment. Are you noticing things you haven't seen before? You are independent, and sometimes that means following your heart despite what other people think of you. This expresses that it is okay to be vulnerable sometimes. Perhaps you are living according to the expectations of mentors in your life instead of living firsthand. It is time to turn to Sabta and take responsibility for the vibrations you're sending out. This card can also appear when you are being too hard on yourself. Surrender brings many rewards. If this card appears for you, it is time to ask the following question. Can I see this issue from another perspective? Next, we have the old Namo Namo, or Numo Namo, 123. Why is that song stuck in my fucking... All right. This is the chameleon of the culture suit. As culture changes, we change. And as we progress through life from adolescents to full-grown adults, it may feel like we are battling ourselves or our programs. This appears when the conditioning you have been inputting into your operating system is no longer compatible. This is a call for you to wrap yourself around what you think you know and what may have been instilled in you as a default by your parents, grandparents, and even possibly your friends, exes, and society as a whole. Small mushrooms gather around the back, and in the background, gather around Namo Namo, and in the background of the card as a reminder to connect with the entire network of beings on the planet. We are intertwined within each other as we all come from the same source energy. Connect with your inner warrior, healer, lover, friend, and be the chameleon of your own life. At times, you may even see the confirmation of the rainbow, reminding you that all is well. The world is much smaller than you could imagine. Our connections to others are intertwined more than you know. And the last one, gratitude rampage. Gratitude rampage. All right, page 75. It's already happened. I earn unlimited abundance doing what I love. If this card has shown up for you, it's time for a rampage. You express your gratitude daily, but this is time to rage it. Write, voice memo, or video yourself detailing all the things you are grateful for in your life, starting with the smallest items in your vicinity. Name everything you can see and expand out into each portion of your home, community, city, country, continent, planet, universe, and beyond. If this card keeps showing up for you, consider installing a daily practice that includes expressing gratitude in a way that feels in flow. Sharing gratitude to the self is also very important. Be sure to say thank you to yourself as well. Crystal pairing, Emerald. And Emerald has been coming up heavily. Pull a couple more from this deck. And we'll pull one more. Or maybe we won't pull one more. Maybe we'll pull more than one more. All right. All right, coming out we have Santa Muerte offering. I'll go ahead and read that one real quick. Santa Muerte, page 97, page. African peoples who were enslaved rechristened their deities into Catholic saints to maintain their religious practices. Santa Muerte is surrounded by cigars, tequila, and chocolate. This card is the altar card, and when it appears, it's time to create an altar for yourself. On the altar before her lies cannabis, tobacco, many colorful flowers, candles, and fruit. Smoke is blown over it as a practice of purification. And I saw that it just blew over the camera too. That's hilarious. And this is shown in the smoky haze that surrounds it. Bread, water, and incense are seen in the abundance at her sides, as these things are considered essential offerings. The red, white, and gold candles aligned in the card represent candle magic, symbolizing the importance of ritual. Remind yourself that death is not always a true death. You can say goodbye to an old version or program, and this is where Santa Muerte can help, especially potent when in combination with Gogoro. But that's a different card that has not come out. Glamour energy. Glamour energy. 71. All right. Whoa. Glamour energy. My confidence is as solid as stone, and I take positive action to manifest my dreams. It's time to put your best dress and attend the best party you've ever been invited to. This is your red carpet, your premiere, fashion debut, and catewalk for the Oracle gods. Sometimes you don't know where the next whatever is going to come from, but you can still look like $1 million, and you might just shift your energy into a different feeling and alignment. Pyrite is the companion for this card, as it was mistaken for gold by many people. You may not be the gold, but you can look like it. Nah, fuck that. You are the fucking gold. I was like really close. I was like, what the fuck? You are the fucking gold. Bringing your vessel into a physical state of elevated emotion instantly helps the mind and body sync up. So even if you aren't going anywhere, get glammed up. You know it will make you feel better. Crystal pairing, Pyrite. Next we have Ususi. Nature. Yeah, nature. Page 96. All right, is known as the magician of the forest. Shooting left-handed, he stands tall, drawing back an arrow on his bow. At his feet are forest plants, including the sacred cannabis plant. Ususi teaches that plants offer spiritual cleansing through herbal baths, jewelry, and remedies that can show us collectively and individually what the future may hold. His body is sculpted as a hunter and tracker with bright blue accents on his dark melanated skin. The tips of his arrows are blue like lapis lazuli, along with the feather atop his head, an entire crown piece that sits with a large lapis on his third eye. Nature will provide symbols at every turn for you to gain more insight. Next is Bliss. How much time? We're only at 20 minutes. Do I wanna pull the tarot? This is the reminder that all things are in motion, including the breath and intention we carry with each inhale. This calls for you to integrate and realize you are another manifestation of the energy of the universe. This shows up when you're ready for lasting success. Travel to different parts of the world may be on the horizon when this card appears. It also expresses the feeling of fulfillment. The floating figure symbolizes that when you apply all the lessons, you should work with the elements and listen to the guides, you will be whole. If this appears in your cards today, it is time to ask, what makes me feel complete? Have I completed a cycle? Am I ready for lasting success? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Damn, the sun started going down and now like the quality of the image looks like it's going down. So hold on, let me... Actually, you know what? Fuck TikTok, bro. They want to talk shit about my motherfucking shit. They can eat fucking dick. Excuse me. Next we have Idaho. At least that's how I would say that. Or a Carme. Not to be confused with Carm B or Carm C. I know it's corny, but I fucking like it, bro. So you'll get over it. Or maybe you won't. Who knows? Page 60. This shows the quantum potential symbolized on the flag the angel is carrying, indicating that on some level you have already manifested what it is you are harvesting. This card emerges when a time of clarity and a time for you to be aware, focused, and ready to bask in your accomplishments. This reminds you that not everyone will be happy about your harvest, and that in itself is okay. That does not take away from your harvest, and it does not add to theirs. If this appears, it's time to stop judging yourself and others so hard. The beautiful green and yellow wings open up your heart center and enable you to fully embrace the fruits that come from nourishing the seeds you planted in the workings. If this card appears for you, it is time to ask yourself, am I bringing the past into this harvest, meaning my crop isn't as good as it could be? Have I shut down my heart? Am I ready to recreate myself? Next, we have stability, or I think that's Sarki. Yeah. Sarki. 28. All right, stability is an obvious foundation of Sarki's throne. He sits with the pride and confidence, knowing that he has the support of... Not even going to try and say that. He gives out the inspiration to others, encouraging them to believe in themselves. Under his robe, you see glimpses of silver armor, as he must always be prepared. He carries a staff made from the stalk of a hemp plant. He does not doubt himself and will deliver a stern warning if you fail to carry out your commitments, especially those you made to yourself. Sarki appears to always be surprised when he asks you who gave you permission to stop believing in yourself. The time is now. This is the sign. Sarki not only has the support of his physical allies, but also that of his ancestral guides with whom he communes as he sits on top of the throne. It is time to take a pragmatic approach to your life in order to achieve success. There will always be limitations, but their limit has an endpoint. If Sarki and the throne show up for you today, ask yourself, do I have issues with authority? It's time to speak up and use your voice to help someone like Sarki would. Place your tongue on the roof of your mouth and with your inner voice chant victory, victory, victory in your head for 3 minutes. And this last one is creation solo magic. That's fucking hilarious. Solo magic is on page 68, and then partnered magic is on page 69. That is hilarious. Creation solo magic. I flow through life on the waves of nurturing waters. I ride in peace with myself and the love surrounding me. Creation energy is the energy of self-love and pleasure. The figure in the card raises their hands while water flows upward all around them and into the sky. This card shows itself when you need to give yourself some tender, loving care. Maybe that looks like a spa day, a massage, retail therapy, or simply staying in bed doing what you want. This card asks you to take time for yourself away from busy work, family, friends, and loved ones who expect you to be available. It is okay to reschedule that meeting or cancel that lunch for your reality. Be mindful and resist the temptation to fall into creation energy alone as part of your routine. We all live on this living being together. Crystal pairing, Soda Light. All right, but you thought it was over, but I got some runes here for y'all. I have some runes. I love these cards though. They're like so they're like nice and thick, so they what's it called? Like when you're shuffling, it's like wow, that's crazy. It's even crazier. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, what do we got? Protection. Page 111. Control of the emotions is at issue here. During times of transitions, shifts in life course, and accelerated self-change, it is important not to collapse yourself into your emotions, the highs as well as the lows. New opportunities and challenges are typical of this rune, and with them may come trespasses and unwanted influence. Algiz, Algiz, serves as a mirror for the spiritual warrior, the ones whose battle is always with the self. The warrior's protection is like the curved horns of the elk or the warning rustle of the sedge grass, for both serve to keep open space around you. Remain mindful that timely right action and correct conduct are your only true protection. If you find yourself feeling pain, observe the pain, stay with it. Do not try to pull down the veil and escape from life by denying what is happening. You will progress knowing that is your protection. All right, next we have Defense, number 9, page 109. Oh, and I just opened up to it perfectly. As we are tested, we fund the power to avert blockage and defeat. At the same time, we develop in ourselves an aversion to the conduct that creates stress in our lives. If there appears to be an obstacle in your path, consider that even a delay may prove beneficial. Do not be overly eager to press forward, for this is not a time or situation in which you can make your influence felt. Patience is the counsel EIHWAZ offers. Nothing hectic, no acting needy, no lusting after a desired outcome. This rune speaks to the difficulties that can arise at the beginning of a new life. Often it announces a time of waiting, for a spring to fill up with water, for fruit to ripen on the bough. Perseverance and foresight are called for here. The ability to foresee consequences before you act is a mark of the profound person. Avert anticipated difficulties through right action, this rune is saying. And yet, even more than we are doers, we are deciders. Once the decision is clear, the doing becomes effortless, for then the universe supports and empowers our action. Receiving this, you are put on notice that through inconvenience and discomfort, growth is promoted. This may well be a trying time. Certainly it is a meaningful one. So set your house in order, tend to business, be clear, and wait for the will of heaven. And the last one that we have is 23, Standstill. Page 137. Wow, it was right there. All right, the winter of the spiritual life is upon you. You may find yourself entangled in a situation to whose implications you are, in effect, blind. You may feel powerless to do anything except submit, surrender, even sacrifice some long-cherished desire. Be patient, for this is the period of gestation that precedes rebirth. Positive accomplishment is unlikely now. There is a freeze on useful activity. All your plans are on hold. You may be experiencing an unaccustomed drain on your energy and wonder why. A chill wind is reaching you over the ice flows of old, outmoded habits. Trying to hold on can result in shallowness of feeling, a sense of being without touch in your life, out of touch in your life. Seek to discover what it is you are holding on to that perpetuates this condition and let go. Shed, release, cleanse away the old. Doing so will bring on the thaw. Usually, ISA, I-S-A, requires a sacrifice of the personal, the I. At such a time, you cannot hope to rely on help or friendly support, and yet there is no reason for anxiety. Submit and be still, for what you are experiencing is not necessarily the result of your actions or habits, but rather arises from the conditions about which you can do nothing. What has been full must empty. What has increased must decrease. This is the way of heaven and earth. To surrender is to display courage and wisdom. And yet there is another face to stand still. Just as winter is the time for going within, this can announce a time of restoration and renewal at the deepest level. In your solitude, exercise caution and do not stubbornly persist in attempting to work your will. Remain mindful that the seed of the new is present in the shell of the old, the seed of the unrealized potential, the seed of the good. Trust your own process and await for signs of spring. Bam. All right, we're at 30 minutes right now. Y'all want me to pull some tarot? I got you. The Black Tarot. Bitch, I'm starting to. Whoo! We're gonna drop that just a little bit. Yeah, because that was brutal. Had I known the sun was gonna go down, I would have kept the light on the whole time. All right, what you got for the good folks? I mean, I feel like at this point you're just gonna back up what we already discussed, so I mean, let's see it. Holy fucking shit, bro. Not a single motherfucking reversed card. Holy shit. This video is going to be longer than I thought it was going to be. Let's move this over here. And I am, since I have been reading the books for everything, first and foremost out, we have Temperance. I mean, I don't need to... Oh, actually, you know what? Temperance represents the balance and equilibrium that has the chance to develop with greater life experience. Temperance as an archetype is the 14th encounter for the Fool, indicating that we all need to step back occasionally and assess where we are and determine if we are in balance. So I feel like that goes hand in hand with, you know, coming into that being of authenticity. Right after that, we have the Queen of Wands. And so those were the first two that came out kind of right by each other. So it feels like backing me up, like whatever, you know, you're like passionate about, like you're free flowing, like, because out of all of the queens, when it comes to like, when I picture like being your authentic self, doing whatever it is, like, you know, I think of the Queen of Wands. And, you know, there's no time, because like you've been in the space of, like I said, you've been in the space, you've been doing the work, you've been working on creating this new, future for yourself, and it's fucking coming in, right? And so like knowing that you're so close to that perfect, you know, destiny that is yours, the enemy is going to do any and everything that they can. 3443. And like I said, like, keep in mind, right? You cannot forget about the fact that the enemy is not just using like spiritual warfare like against us. They are using energetic warfare, energy weapons, that kind of thing. Like, a lot of people don't even believe about like MK Ultra, all that shit, bro. Like, that shit is true. Like, all of that shit is real, and they use it to try to keep us stuck. And like, and that's why, like I say, if I'm doing like a really good for a while and then all of a sudden a random negative thought comes, that's why I attack it so viciously, because I'm like, there's no way that that's me. I've been in a good space. Like, that's obviously an attack from the enemy, so I'm not even gonna like entertain that shit. He says on camera. No, I'm just fucking with you. But I will go ahead and we'll read the Queen of Wands. You need to show confidence. If not, fake it until you feel it. We'll go back to the Magician. The Magician represents choices and creative problem solving, a connection between imagination and reality. The Magician archetype is the first encounter for the Fool, indicating that we all must make crucial decisions on our life journey. All right, so next we had the Wheel of Fortune. Is the Wheel of Fortune not in the Major Arcana? The Wheel of Fortune represents experiences and circumstances outside of our control. The Wheel of Fortune archetype is the 10th encounter for the Fool, indicating that we exist in a dance between fate and free will. This card teaches the lessons of fate, the external world, and how others with more power can force us to react. And so, like I'd already said, based off the cards, I do want to read the readings that are in here because I felt drawn to read them for everything. Well, I didn't really know those shits. And the runes, you kind of had to. But like I was saying, right? You've been manifesting, fully stepping into this destiny, right? You've known that it's coming, right? Like I said, you've been walking the path, right? And now what do we have next? The Ace of Swords and the Ace of Spheres, or the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. That is Wands, my guy. That is Cups. There we go. Time to make a decision. Consider a new way of thinking. Use logic regarding the situation or relationship. And we'll go on over to the Ace of Spheres. Now is the time to start something that will be in the real world. Getting started. I mean, you've been here for a while. Y'all know what these cards mean by now. Like, I don't need to beat it. Just beat it, beat it. No one wants to beat it. All right, the Nine of Wands. You have a duty to uphold. Others look to you as a role model. So, you're a free spirit, right? Queen of Wands energy, right? We were talking about those people that people see them and they're like, God, they're just so free and they're so themselves. And chances are you're probably one of those people, right? But the thing is that people don't even realize what's going on internally, right? It's like the whole happy friend thing, right? Like check on your happy friends because they're probably the most depressed. Most of my life I was always laughing all the time. I always smile, all that shit. Nobody would ever guess that I had such bad fucking depression almost my entire life because I fucking faked it so fucking good. And I just love smiling. I don't know what it is. I just love smiling. So So like you might be in like the same boat. And so like, you know, it's like, it's just doing a disservice to yourself by not, I'll take that train as confirmation that it is just, it's doing yourself a disservice for you to not just live unencumbered by the weight of other people either judging or you being afraid of how someone's going to react or anything like that. Like it's just time. Like it's physically just time for you to fucking do it, bro. Fuck what everybody else says. Fuck what everybody else thinks. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Celebration. Gather your closest friends and celebrate something. Anything. How about the fucking progress that you've made so far? Because when you look back over the past year, 2 years, 3 years, you can definitely see the progression, right? You can see that you are a completely different person from where you started. You can see that you have excelled. Even though sometimes excelling means going backwards, but if you look at it, you're not actually going backwards. It may feel like you've been reduced to a similar position. However, what's going on in here and in here, like, and spiritually, you are nowhere near close to being in the same situation that you were in. So come on, take that into account. After that, we got the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands, bro. Be focused and intense. Let nothing distract you from your goal. Intensity and drive. Straightforward, bro. And I'm going to say this right now with the Queen of Swords. Stand firm in your boundaries and fucking speak your truth. Stand firm in the boundaries and speak your truth. The situation or relationship calls for detached and logical thinking. Be strategic. Strategic and just. All right, so I figure those will all resonate for you. But ultimately, like I said, you've been manifesting, you know, something coming in, Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune. You've been manifesting everything coming in good for you. You've been very courageous in your journey. And I just want you to think about that for a second. Think of how many people are too afraid to go back to their traumas that they experienced and reopen those wounds and heal them and alchemize them. Think of how many people are actually afraid. Think of how many people start the journey and then just quit. Think of how many people start elevating in consciousness and then what do? They let all of that newfound information, that newfound strength, that newfound power feed directly into their ego, and now they're playing for the other team, right? They're playing for the enemy. So the fact that you're still here, that you're still on the journey, that you're still actively working towards this 4333 means, I don't know why I was about to say that means that you're in the top 1%, but you're in the fucking top 1%, bro. 4343. And you're gonna have the celebration that you fucking deserve. It's coming in fast. It's coming in fast. So, like I said, just be free-flowing, be you, be confident, be fierce. You're beautiful, you're fucking handsome, whatever it is that you identify as. And, you know, you're about to see just how good it can get. You're about to see just how good it can get, bro. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll pull one more card and then radio silence. The Moon in reverse. It is time to kick that motherfucking subconscious to the motherfucking curb if it's not gonna get on board with how you fucking want to think and act and all that shit, right? If it tries to pull you back, choo, you need to get your fucking, I mean, you are, but get that subconscious in check. Do it one way or the other. Like I said, either, you know, you could like sweetly nurture that negative voice, or you can just fucking full on attack it like a brick wall, like I do in my mind. So much love to y'all as always, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day.